Awesome. Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for being here with us on this amazing, beautiful first Sunday in December. So fun to see you guys. My name is Jake Kelly. I'm going to be your host for the next 30 minutes or so, along with Bailey Fischel up in Canada. I live in Northern California. We live on about 4 acres of property. I'm married to a pilot, and we just had our first baby about 3 months ago, and hopefully, fingers crossed, he stays quiet for dad in the other room. What's one of the really cool things about what we do is that we do this around our families, and families are super involved in both our product and our business. And so it's really neat to be able to incorporate my little guy into what we do. So we're really excited to share our mission of inspiring healthy living around the world, something I've been doing for the last 7 years, Bailey about 4 or 5. Yeah. So we're super excited to share with you. And whoever invited you today cares enough about you to share what we're up to. So you can take a look to see if maybe our message of health or even wealth building is something that you're looking for. And if it's not something you're looking for, maybe this might be a fit for, because the more people who know what we're up to, the better. I always say we always need as many boots on the ground as we can get, the better. And I'm just admitting people here that are waiting in the waiting room. So if I'm distracted, that's what I'm doing. So when I first got started with this business, I'd been using our plant powders, plant concentrates since I was 7. My mom's been with this company for the last 26 years as a customer and 25 years as a partner. So I didn't have like a before and after experience. I didn't have a way to say, oh yes, like this is why I believe in these products. It was really just because of, what I ended up learning, not from like, this is what I was and this is how I am now. So it wasn't really until I was managing our family's aeroponic farm, which you're going to learn about our tower gardens here in a minute from Bailey, that I really saw the vision for this. That's when I was like, oh my gosh, these things are so cool. Everybody needs these. And I saw the vision for the business as a whole. And I really couldn't help but share about the tower garden. So I'm really excited for you to learn about those. But we're just ending this wild year of 2020, right? This very transformative year for a lot of us. And this is really the perfect time to start thinking about and start asking questions about like, what can I do in these next few weeks? How can I start 2021 off in a much more powerful way than 2020 is feeling like it's ending, right? And if I want to make take on something more, what tools or what resources, can I use in order to make that happen? So, this might be that thing for you. It definitely has been for us. And so we're really excited to share a little bit more details with you. So let's talk a little bit about health first, because that's really our passion. So I grew up with a really super health conscious mom. And I didn't love that when I was young. I didn't love having a health conscious mom. I didn't love, my mom juicing for us 4 times a day and sending me to school with tofu and broccoli in my lunch when other kids were eating Lunchables and Capri Suns. I was like super unhappy about it. But now I'm really appreciative for that upbringing, because it's really set me up to do the work that I do now. And the reason that I share these plant concentrates with people is that most of us, myself included, even though I work in the wellness industry, we really struggle to get those 13 or more servings of fruits and veggies every day that's recommended. And so if your video's off, you can still do this, but put your hand up if you struggle to get that many fruits and veggies into your diet every day. I wish everybody, if your video's off, we will feel you energetically raising your hand. And so that's exactly what our focus is to help to bridge that gap, to fill in those micronutrients that are being missed in our diet. So, and I definitely know that it's even more challenging for those people that are raising kids. Luckily, my kid isn't eating anything just yet, but I know that challenge is coming. Kids today live in such a processed world, and this is really where we come in. The Juice Plus and Tower Garden Company figured out over 25 years ago how to help people bridge the gap between what they were eating and what they ought to be eating. And then with the Tower Garden, kids can learn how to grow their own food, which is it's like a total game changer, because when a kid learns how to grow their own, they're actually going to eat more produce because they grew it, and it feels exciting and really fun. So as I said, because I started using these plant concentrates when I was 7, I didn't have like a before and after experience. I didn't have which most people do. They say, oh, I felt this way and now I feel this way after utilizing them. I didn't have that. And so I didn't get clear on what was happening for me until I got to college. And I was a 2-sport Division I athlete. And for those of you in Canada, Division I is the top collegiate level in the States here. And my teammates and coaches, everyone would ask me, why are you using these these capsules. And I was like, I don't know, my mom makes me take them. Like, I didn't have an answer for them. And so it wasn't until I was in the middle of my freshman season, and all of my teammates were getting injured and getting sick and missing games, missing practices, and I wasn't experiencing any of that. And it made me realize that over my entire career, I never missed a game or even a practice due to illness or injury. And at that level, playing multiple sports at that high level, that's virtually unheard of. So that was really eye-opening for me. That was kind of my light bulb moment with our products. And now we know, we have the research to actually back that up, which is pretty cool. So it's not just my story, but we have the research to show that athletes, anyone under stress, which is all of us, right? We're being protected from the damages that stress can cause. So I'm actually going to hand it over to Bailey right now, and I'm going to have her share a little bit about the products. Bailey has become one of my dearest friends as a result of this business, and both her product and her business story are pretty powerful. So I'm excited for you to hear from her there, and also hear a little bit more in depth about our products. So Bailey, take it away.
Awesome. Thank you, Jake. So if you're probably wondering, Jake's in California, I'm in Canada, and it really was this business that brought our friendship together, but yeah, obviously through business. So my husband and I were traveling in California. We were on a holiday, and that's when we met Jake and her family, and we were introduced to these products. And at the time, what they didn't realize is that I was just totally bagged out. I'm a high school teacher. I was really drained. My husband and I had been struggling to get pregnant. So we were at a point in our lives where we were on the wait list to start fertility treatments, and really just looking for anything to better our health and to prepare us to go through this so that I would, have a very healthy pregnancy. So, I was all out. I learned about, our SHRED program at the time, and it made total sense to me. And I knew that my body truly did need these nutrients and needed the best possible nutrition out there. So both my husband and I, we were like A+ students, and we did the program and felt amazing. The only way I can say it is I didn't realize at the time how good I could feel. And people started noticing at school, I had energy. I was running, practices where I actually wanted to play volleyball with the athletes. And I was running clubs in the morning, and then, coaching in the afternoons and after school. And before, I would barely be like getting through the day. I'd be living on my Americanos and, quick snacks here and there. But I had energy, and my skin was like glowing. So people were noticing. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about my business later, but that's how my business grew, was that I was just a product of the product and feeling great. And then we found out we were pregnant, which was the best possible news out there. And we like I said, we were on the wait list. We were about to start treatment, but we were able to get pregnant naturally. I like to include this part as much as it's like, but we did miscarry. And that's something that we need to talk about a little bit more, because it is so common. We miscarried at 12 weeks, which was absolutely devastating. And, at that time, I forgot at that moment that we got pregnant naturally. And that is the biggest blessing that we could have had at that moment. And, my doctor wasn't as convinced. She was very much like, we can get you back in right the same spot you're at. And I strongly believe that you're going to need a little bit of help with this pregnancy. But I stuck with it. I knew that my body was changing. I knew that I was getting what I needed, and I still was feeling really, really good. And as soon as we had a bit of that green light where my body was ready, we got pregnant again naturally. So that's our baby Marius, who is now 4 years old. I had truly the best pregnancy and delivery with both of my sons. We have a 1.5-year-old Henrik, and they're both our Juice Plus babies. And I will forever take this product because of how I felt, and strongly recommend it for those who are pregnant, or, for anyone. And so now it's really cool too, seeing our boys being on the product like a baby Jake and not knowing any different. But that's a little bit about my product story. For some reason, this is not. There we go. So I want to talk a little bit about the products. Juice Plus, it's basically your produce store in a capsule. So what is it? We're going to break it down a little bit here. It's over 30 fruits, vegetables, and berries that have been harvested at the peak of ripeness, so the nutrition stays intact, which is not very typical when you're looking at other products on the shelf. So, and also in Canada, a little different than California, we're getting a lot of our produce that is not vine ripened. It's traveling, so it needs to have that presence on the shelf and then it starts to ripen. So we're not getting the nutrient density that we should. So by having these capsules, I know that I'm getting that nutrient content that I'm not getting from our produce here. We also have, so the capsules are what we take, comes in our 3 different blends. So the produce in these capsules, it's pulverized, not juiced. So it's the whole, the fruits, the rinds, and it's dried into powders at low temperatures to then preserve that nutrition, pardon me. The plant powders are put into capsules or delicious tubles, which my boys love, and I tend to use them as a bit of a dessert and crush them myself. But in addition to our trio of capsules, we have the full spectrum omega blend, which is different than most omegas out there. It's most omegas, and every omega I've taken in the past was sourced from fish, and I really struggled with those fish burps. But ours go directly to the source, and so it's concentrates from algae, berries, and seeds. So I will actually chew these. My son Henrik, the 1.5-year-old, chews them, and so does Marius. And I also use it on my skin, which is amazing. So here is the list of what's in the capsule. So nothing that we can't pronounce, which is amazing. And so there's no fillers, no chemicals or anything extra. It's just quality food. So I don't know about you guys, but I don't get half of what's listed here on a good day if it wasn't for these. And really, how many of you eat the peel of a lemon, right? Or even like the peel of anything that's listed here, but we're getting it in these concentrates. Okay, so a little bit about the omegas. Our plant-based omegas contain algae oil, sea buckthorn berry oil, pomegranate seed oil, raspberry seed oil, safflower seed oil, and tomato seed oil. They support a broad array of health benefits, especially the heart, brain, joints, skin, and eyes. These are pure sustainable, which is really, really key that we need to really start thinking about more these days. They're full spectrum, they're vegan capsules that are cold pressed, so they retain the nutrients. So these are game changers. I think so many athletes out there that are taking them notice the difference. I personally noticed such a game changer in my joints, for sure. All right, so another one of my favorites, our complete powder, is also plant-based, and it's so delicious, you guys. I use it to bake all of my sweets, and I usually just add it in basically anything that I'm baking, the chocolate or the vanilla. You can make your, obviously, smoothies, add it in, even just with water for a shake, protein balls. My boys absolutely love it too, and tend to ask for it for hot chocolate that we mix up with a little bit of warm almond milk. So it's vegan, it's gluten and dairy free. It provides 13 grams of protein and 8 grams of fiber per serving. It's also low glycemic, so it's going to stabilize the blood sugar. And in case you're wondering, the soy that's in our complete, it's minimally processed and provides balanced defense against disease, which is key. Okay, so what really makes Juice Plus unique is, one, that it's food. It's not a multivitamin. So, you know, there's no food label. There is a food label, and I have to speak for a Canadian. Unfortunately, with our labeling, we don't, but in the States, there's an actual food label on there. We just have a few hang-ups in Canada to get that label, which we should have. It's the same thing. And so there's no additives. It's made with non-GMO ingredients. It's vegan, it's kosher, it's dairy and gluten-free. 2, it's NSF certified. And this is not an easy certification to acquire, which is why you don't see many products on the shelf with this certification. Essentially, it's, you know, third party comes in to validate that what's on the label is actually in the product. Lastly, and I know that's really key for a lot of athletes, professional athletes out there, to have that certification. And lastly, it's the most research brand name nutritional product in the world, with over 40 peer-reviewed published clinical studies. So if you have an iPhone out there, ask Siri what the most nutritionally researched product there is out there, and she can even tell you. So a little bit about our research. Our gold standard research is from leading hospitals and universities. It really does speak for itself. This is randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled human clinical trials that have been published in peer-reviewed journals. This is just amazing. So I knew when I was looking for a product, this really spoke to me and my husband. He actually went to work right away and did tons of digging into all this research and came down. I just remember being in the kitchen one day, he came down the stairs. He's like, this is amazing. This is, to have this much research behind a product is almost unheard of. Okay, so, and then these research results have attracted thousands of doctors. So one particular doctor that recommends Juice Plus is Dr. Richard Dubois, who you can see at the bottom of this slide. He's the former chief internal medicine. He's former chief, pardon me, at Atlantic Medical Center with a specialty in infectious disease. So it's pretty awesome to have doctors like this to represent and understand how beneficial Juice Plus is. So as he states at the bottom, there's nothing else available any place in the world with or without a prescription that has been clinically proven to do what Juice Plus is proven to do. That is so, so powerful. And a little bit on our Healthy Starts for Family program. So it's a program that aims to keep kids, to help keep kids to get more nutrition into their bodies for free. So any child between the ages of 4 to 18, or even a full-time college student, can receive their Juice Plus for up to 4 years without paying anything other than shipping. So you have a sponsor that can that's purchasing Juice Plus. They can then sponsor a child between those ages. It doesn't have to be theirs to receive these amazing products. So my boys, Marius is 4, so he's able to get his chewables a part of this program. They can also take capsules. I know a friend of mine, her son's able to swallow capsules just fine. So that's an option as well. Some like to crack the capsules and put them into their smoothie. I sprinkle the green ones all over eggs when I make them in the morning for the boys, just getting that extra nutrients. So that's a program that, and as you can see here, we're having some amazing results. So 60% missing fewer days of school, 56% are taking fewer over the counter and or prescription drugs, 71% drinking more water, and 66% visiting the doctor less, 71% consuming less fast food and soft drinks, and 61% were eating more fruits and vegetables. When we're getting these nutrients into our system, our body is going to crave it more. So I love that they have these statistics to show just the impact that they're making. Okay, so I get really excited about this one, as Jake said. So the Tower Gardens, when we first, before we met Jake and her family, it was the Tower Gardens that caught our attention. We were renting a vacation home that they had, 40 of them on top of this rooftop patio in California, and instantly I needed to know more. I personally spend half of my paycheck at the farmer's market in the summer. So to be able to grow my own food like this was a game changer. I remember coming home and I grabbed the phone and I called my sister-in-law, my best friend. I'm like, you guys, we can grow food in our home year round. It was earth shattering for me. And using 98% less water, 90% less space, 30% more yield, 3 times faster, you're getting safe and nutritious food. You know what is going into the food that you're growing. There's no runoff or pesticides or worrying about, different kinds of recalls that are happening. You can grow it in your house. We have a tower right now growing in our garage. You can really put it anywhere. It does take up a very minimal amount of space. So lastly, and I could go on and on and on about Tower Gardens for so long, but I really need to cut myself and be aware of your guys' time. So lastly is our Shred 10 program. If you're looking for something more than just a quick fix, because really quick fixes, they don't typically last, right? So this is a program that you would really love. And essentially we're shredding the food, the toxins, and the habits that really aren't serving us. So you're going to receive group coaching, free resources, cookbooks, and support from a community of people doing this right alongside you. Which really makes that experience so much more fun. Okay, sorry about that. So we're going to switch gears just a little bit here before I invite Jake back on, but we're going to talk about the business side of things. And this is something that I do feel really, really passionate about, helping people, have that financial freedom and flexibility with their schedules and really helping people get healthier. So that's really key, is that when we build this business, we're reaching more people that are getting healthier alongside us. So for me, I started this business because it really made sense to me. Like I said, when I learned about the product, it was kind of a no-brainer that I needed to take them. And I started sharing them because I was really, really passionate about it. So I was able to build a business that allowed me to even reduce my teaching hours. So I built it to a point where I was able to step back. I taught mornings, and in the afternoon I would work this business. It gave me more time with my son Marius at the time, and it really was a nice balance. So I was able to even build it more. So that actually allowed me to leave my teaching career. So I took a leave and I started a new business with my husband, and which was amazing. So to have that ability to step away from, I love teaching, but I wanted to really try something new that was available to me. So fast forward to 2020, here we are, good old 2020. 2 years into my leave from teaching, and then COVID hits. So and I've actually never shared this story, especially on a call, but we pretty much lost everything that we had built over the 2 years that I had left. And I knew that I needed to go back to teaching financially. And again, I did love teaching. And I was thankful because there was a position I could go back to. But what was really cool was that I had built this business that it literally kept my family's head above water through it all when we had no income. That residual income that I had built and the team that I'd worked with was there with me. And over the 2 years that I had gone in this new venture, I never once received a phone call telling me I need to increase my sales or that my commission was going to be reduced. None of that happened. This business was so solid and so supportive through it all that when I knew I needed to come back, I had open arms ready to support me and welcome me back into the community to do this. And I'm getting a little more teary-eyed because just yesterday, actually, we received our Christmas bonus, which as a teacher, what Christmas bonus, what is that? But that Christmas bonus is literally paying for my whole Christmas with our boys, which is just so cool that this community and this business is just so amazing. Anyway, I'm going to pass it on to Jake now. I'm going to call Jake back, and I'm going to mute myself.
Bailey, you're making me cry. You're gonna make me cry. Yeah, that's that in itself. We could end it right there. That's the power of a business like this, and really the uniqueness of our company in that our positions are permanent. So that's really powerful. That you can. We don't advise it, obviously, but you can, when life happens, it's here for you, and you are welcome back with open arms, of course. And we're so happy to have you back in. I did get my son passed back to me. He was losing it a little bit, so he's in the swing. So we'll see how long he lasts. I have my other favorite Canadian queued up to take over for me if I need her to. So with that being said, I want to share my story first. I usually share it at the end, but in case I have to switch over, I wanted to be able to share my story. So as I said, my mom's been with this company for 25 years as a partner, and we really had the rags to riches kind of story. My mom had lost everything. She owned a health club up in Washington, and lost everything. Had put her house on the line, and her business failed. And we were living in the basement of my aunt's foreclosed home. And not like they have like nice basements now. This was like cinder block, spider web, scary basement kind, like not designed for living in. And that's where we were when she got introduced to this business opportunity. And she really saw the vision for herself. She saw that she really wanted to be able to be a stay-at-home parent. She was a single mom of me, and she wanted to make the income of two parents, and she also needed benefits. So she knew she could go back and take up, manage someone else's clubs, or, start teaching aerobics or wait tables or whatever. But she really saw the vision with this business. And at our top positions, we do receive a benefits package, of which Bailey is receiving. And so am I. And so she set her sights on that. She's like, I need benefits. I need that. And she went to work, and over the last 25 years has really built an empire for our family. And I don't tell this detailed story on these calls normally, but I feel like this is huge right now. What people are facing, and to really hear what's possible is so important. So I was the kid in school who, when the teachers were like, whose parents can drive on the field trip, I was like, my mom can drive without having to ask. When I played two Division I sports in college, my parents, my mom and my now stepdad, who's really my dad, they flew to every game I ever played in all across the country. They never missed a game I played in. And the other kids and other parents on my team were like, what do these people do? Are they like drug dealers? Like, how do they have the finances, but also the time freedom? Because oftentimes we have one without the other. And so through this business, my parents were able to create that kind of life. And so I saw that, and I saw that as an example, and I knew that I wanted that kind of life for when I had kids, right? Which is right now. But I really didn't see how I could do it. Like I'm not a salesperson. I was definitely afraid of sales. I didn't want to be seen as salesy. I didn't want to push people into things. I didn't want to talk to strangers out in the world. I didn't want to like do all the things that I thought you had to do in a business like this. And so I put it off for a long time. And then I was about to get kicked off of my parents' insurance. I was about to turn 26 and I was like, okay, I got to figure out what I can do for health insurance. And that's when I really picked up, I got introduced to the Tower Gardens and I got really picked up the idea of building this business. And initially I saw the vision with the benefits, but initially I wanted to buy a new truck. Like that was my first goal, was I wanted to get a new car. And then it transformed into becoming, you know, our family's, my full-time income. And now that my son is here, I know that this isn't the case for every woman, every mom, but like I could not, it makes me feel sick to my stomach, the thought of having to go back to a job and put him in daycare. Like, and not everyone feels that way, but that's how it feels for me. And it almost brings me to tears thinking of having to go back to, if I were to have to go back to a regular job. So and that was the reason that I built a business like this. And that's really what is possible. It can really be the life-changing thing, like it has been for Bailey, like it has been for our family. And it can also just be something that's small that you build, that you want to, you know, cover the cost of your products or go on more vacations or, you know, put a kid in private school or into extracurriculars. So it doesn't have to be this huge thing like it ended up being for us. But it can be something that can really support you. You know, it can be your plan B until it needs to become your plan A. You know, it can be that. So he seems to be calm. So I'm gonna keep going. So what's great about this business is that it's so simple. So we help our friends and family place their own order online, and the company does the rest. So we don't stock product. I don't have a garage full of Juice Plus or Tower Gardens that I have to front the money for and then have to worry about whether I'm going to be able to sell them. The company ships everything to your customer for you, handles a collection of payments, and then they pay you by direct deposit, which is pretty cool. Our company has been around since 1970. Bill, you can go to the next slide, I think, and was started by our president and founder, Jay Martin, who's still at the helm today. Oops, one more. And this man is amazing. You know, he's just so dedicated to helping people, you know, create whatever vision they have for themselves. So our head office is in Memphis, Tennessee, and the company is privately held. Has done over $15 billion in sales since inception. We're available, our products are available in over 24 countries. The Tower Gardens are only available in the US and Canada, and they're coming in Europe like any day now. So you can do business wherever we are open. And so for only $52 a year, you have this international franchise that's online, where the company, they manufacture the product, they ship it, they do all of it. You don't have to become the delivery man, which I am not interested in doing. And then the other thing that's really cool is that you don't have to have any special degrees or skills to do this. You know, I got my degree in art. Like, I don't have any business skill. You don't have to be a health professional or a doctor. Anybody can do this. Our top earner, who's also one of the top earners in all network marketing, was a broke waiter when he started. So it doesn't matter where you are starting from. You don't have to have any particular set of skills. We teach you how to do all that. So I just wanted to, those are kind of the basics about, you know, how our business works. And that's all I really wanted to cover for you today. We're just about out of time. But I want to just, I do want to go over this. I always forget this benefits package. This is the thing I was talking about. So at our upper leadership positions, you qualify for a benefits package, and it's, you know, it's kind of portioned out based on where you are, but it includes things: medical insurance, dental, vision, life insurance, long-term care, disability, tuition reimbursement, a monthly expense allowance to put back into your business. And I always share this story. So my husband is a commercial pilot for one of the largest airlines in the world, and when we got married, he came on to my benefits plan because they're so much better than what he was getting. And I also tell this funny story because his holiday bonus is they mail him a $12 turkey voucher, which you can't even buy a turkey for $12. But our family received $3,000 worth of holiday bonuses this year. So it's just, the company really takes care of you. I don't know of any other company like ours where you can be an independent contractor, work for yourself and make your own hours, and the company gives you benefits just as if you were working at a corporation. So they really want to take care of us. And it's really special to be able to take advantage of those benefits. I think that's it. What's the next slide? Oh yes, this one I forget too. So we also like to mention that how philanthropic our company is as well. We are the title sponsor of the St. Jude's Marathon, which is still happening virtually. I think it already did happen, or it's happening this month virtually. And every distributor, every partner with us, a portion of your paycheck goes to the foundations that our company is involved with. You can opt out, or you can opt to give more. But I love knowing that our company is not only cares so much about the people that work for them, but also making the difference in the lives of people around the world. Also, for any of you that are on here that are connected to or know of a Boys and Girls Club, the Boys and Girls Clubs can receive a free tower garden if they don't have one already, which is really pretty cool. So if whoever invited you can kind of direct you to how you can make that happen. But it's just a really incredible company. So I think that's all. Those are all the slides. Perfect. So, as we close out, I just want to say thank you so much for joining us. I know that was short and fast, and just to kind of give you like the cliff notes of what this is all about, but give you enough to maybe have you get curious and do a little bit more digging with whoever invited you. And maybe you want to start by getting some of our free resources. We have cookbooks, workout videos, a kids program. There's lots of really cool free stuff that's awesome. And whoever invited you, again, can connect you with those. Or maybe you want to jump in for our shred program, start off January or now, but most likely January after the holidays have all come and gone, to really get yourself back in alignment with where you want to be. I know that a lot of us on here will be doing a shred together starting in January. Or maybe you see the vision like us. Maybe you're empowered by and inspired by our mission, and you'd like to join us in helping to share this mission with other people throughout 2021, the rest of this year, and then throughout 2021. You may be looking to have more freedom, like myself. Maybe you're looking to have create a side income that covers, like we said, maybe helps to pay off some student loan debt, or helps you to travel more, or helps take the worry out of your and your spouse's eyes. Whatever that looks like for you, those options are here. But again, thanks so much for joining us. We will stay on for a few minutes. If you've got questions, you can either put them into the chat box, or you can unmute yourself and ask us with your own voice, which I know is can be a little nerve-wracking, but I promise will be nice. But we will stay on for a couple minutes. I am going to stop the recording. You can see the swing in the background. And yes, so thanks so much. I'm going to stop this recording.